Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. We are back with another video, guys. It's your boy Hunter on Hive here, and we are in the version 5.9 House of X mutant update, which is going to be landing in a short amount of 5 days of time, guys. So bear with me here, and we are going to be taking a look at all the new characters and the uniforms in this update, their initial impressions. So basically we are going to be having in this update 3 new characters and 4 new uniforms for our fan favorite mutant characters. Right off the bat, let's start with Professor X, Charles Xavier, the builder, the founder of Charles Xavier School for Gifted Teenagers. So his stats are pretty damn good and amazing. Though his stats at tier 3 might not look very good, we should keep in mind that this is a dev build and the stats might change, and regardless I think he is going to be 800 CCF character, so that is very chill for us. And his mode of acquisition is going to be Professor X special training in danger room. Is it going to be worth it? I am sure definitely that it is worth the 4500 crystal investment for you guys. Now let's check what he is. He is Blast Mutant Male Hero. He has the tags of Mind Resist, Mind and Leadership tag, so that's really very cool. He can use weapon hexes, White Fox's support whatever. Okay, so let's start with his tier 2 passive. His tier 2 passive applies to self, increases mind damage by 20%, increases skill damage by 20%, and increases bonus damage by 5%. His first skill decreases mind blast and mind resist and mind damage. His second skill decreases all speed, mind blast, mind resist and mind damage. His third skill, incapacitation, which removes active buffs from the target, decreases mind blast and mind resist, applies to self guard hit, increases attack, all defense and speed and mind damage. His fourth skill, incapacitation, decreases mind and blast resist, decreases 10% mind resistance, which stacks up to 40%, and again mind damage. A lot of mind blast and mind resist down. Now his fifth skill applies to enemies fear, removes all active buffs, that is incapacitation, silence them, mind controls them, damage received increases by 1%, decreases mind blast and mind resist, applies to self recovery of max HP by 15%, invincible, accumulation of damage and mind damage. So that is really very strong kit right there, guys. I don't think there is any better mind damage dealing characters in the game right now. His passive applies to self 90% chance to become immune to mind damage, so I think he's basically 100% immune to mind damage. His leadership tag applies to mutant allies, 20% increase of all attack and increase mind resist by 50%. He is basically a blast Namor. Let me put it that way. He only needs a uniform to outshine almost every character in the game. Though his stat bump is not that amazing, but he is really going to be one of the strongest, if not the strongest characters in the game, and I really am liking him. So yeah, now moving ahead, let's go and check out the other 2 new characters. Let's start with the Sinister, Mr. Sinister, the villain. He is going to be a blast mutant male super villain character. His ability is going to be healing, which means he can recover his health a lot, energy projection and pure evil. And his skills, now for his skills. His first skill is going to summon an illusion with 100% of summoner stat and energy damage. His second skill copies the target to summon an illusion whose stats are 100% of the caster's stats and mind damage and additional mind damage and then mind damage. So 3 times the mind damage, guys. Now his third skill increases attack by 70% for each surviving summoned characters, recovers HP by 7% every 1 second, increases recovery amount by 50% per survived summoned characters, recovery amount cannot exceed 30% of max HP, and mind damage. So that means if a clone survives, his damage is going to bump up by 70%. Wow, that's amazing. Now his fourth skill, invincible 5 second and energy damage. His fifth skill, 35% increase of all defense, decrease of all defense, which stacks up to 35%, 55% and mind damage and mind damage and mind damage. His passive recovers 100% of max HP when he comes to 50% or below. So that means he can recover a lot of HP in the game. Now his leadership is going to be applying to all allies, increases mind disease by 50%, applies to self, increases all attack by 35%, all defense by 35% and all speed by 10%. His tier 2 passive applies to self 50% increase of all attack, 30% increase of all attack and defenses of summoned characters, 20% increase of HP and 30% duration increase of summoned characters, and increases skill damage by 35% and increases bonus damage by 30%. Damn, he is really very cool. He is going to be one of the strongest characters and villains in the game. Look at that hair, look at that leather. Damn, I love it. Now coming to Misty Raven or Jennifer Lawrence, whatever you call it, I love this girl. She is my favorite in the update. I have been waiting for a long time and I didn't thought that the devs are going to pull this girl off, but they did. They came through, so I really appreciate them doing so. And she is going to be speed, mutant, female, super villain, weapon master and agility tag. Wow, I am enjoying this update so far, so good. Now her tier 2 passive is going to apply to allies, increases damage to superhero time by 45% and increases damage to super villain times to 40%. Now this leadership support right here is going to be one of the best in the game because she is neutral for both sides, so that can work out for either you are going to against villain or hero. Now her first skill decreases deals 35% bleed damage and physical damage, second skill stun and physical damage, third skill deals 30% burn damage, confusion, guard hit, accumulation and appearance copy and physical attack. Her fourth skill deals 40% bleed damage, stun, incapacitation, 4% decrease of all defense which stacks up to 50%, super armor, all defense, increases attack speed and crit rate, removes incapacitation and physical damage. And her fifth skill deals 40% bleed damage, 6% decrease of all defense, stacks up to 60%, invincible, again increase all attack by 40%, defense by 40%, speed by 1% and physical damage. So she has a lot of buff in this fourth and fifth skill. Now her passive increases guaranteed dodge rate by 25%, guaranteed crit rate by 25% and leadership skill applies to all allies, all speed by 6% and increases her personal all attack by 45%. Now her awakened skill deals to enemies for 50% bleed damage every second, stun, decreases all defense which stacks up to 70%, crit rate increase, crit damage increase, ignore targets dodge, invincible, removes all buff, increase damage by 50%, increase all attack, all defense by 50% and physical damage. What do you need? Everything is right here. She is fantastic. One word, amazing. So you should get her. She is going to be costing you 2500 crystals just to get her to 6 star. Use a mega tier 2 ticket or get her bios here for more 3750 crystals or what, but you have to get her. She is fan-freaking-tastic. The mode of acquisition of Mr. Sinister is going to be monthly bonus deal to get 20 exits daily, or you can do what I think there's going to be a faction battle which is going to be giving us Mr. Sinister's bios. Yes, you heard that right. So you can almost get up to 150 or 160 bios from here itself. With that being said, let's see what are the uniforms in this update. We are going to be getting 4 uniforms, one for Wolverine, Jean Grey, Magneto and Nimrod, apparently Sentinel. So Sentinel is getting a buff. Let's check him out first. Basically his universal allies are creature, neutral, and with this uniform his side is super villain. He is gender neutral. Now his tags are pure evil and machine. So yeah, and his skills are going to be updated with this uniform. What is the uniform effect? Let's check it out. This uniform effect increases his attack by 10%, immune to mind blast effect. Okay, now his uniform options are going to be Captain America Team Suit, Captain America Sharon Rogers Dark Star Armor, Hyperion Classic, Ant-Man Marvel's Avengers Endgame and Deadpool X-Force. Now for his skills changing, his all 5 skills are being changed, and the first skill is going to have stun, penetration and energy damage. Second skill is going to have buffs in attack, all defense and all speed and energy damage. His third skill is going to have 100% immunity to all damage, increases all attack by 15%, accumulation and energy damage. Fourth skill is going to have 25% decrease of all attack to enemies, 20% decrease of all defense to enemies, which stacks up to 75%. So I guess he's going to make up for a very amazing striker and energy damage. Now his fifth skill is going to have 35% penetration, summons an illusion with 100% stat and energy damage. So I guess that does it for Nimrod. He is really very cool, amazing, brilliant. I love the uniform, but not at the very best because Sentinel is a premium character. So you have to have him at tier 2 in order to justify you buying this uniform. Now that being said, let's go for who should we go first. Let's go with Magneto. Okay, so as for Magneto, his uniform is mythic as well. So let's check out his uniform option. His uniform option is going to be Rocket Raccoon Team Suit, Emma Frost, Marvel Now, Think Future Foundation, Black Widow Endgame and Doctor Strange Infinity War. Very good uniform option, easy to cap. Now his uniform options has gained him 20% increase to chain hit damage, which was not here. Instead it was 45% more damage to machine type. I guess the chain hit damage is much better. Now the skill changes are his passive has been changed to bind damage and lightning damage. Was it the same here? Yes, it was the same. So the fourth and the passive is the same. Now his second skill has 30% stacking all defense down and energy damage. His third skill has a paralyze and energy damage, and his fifth skill has an accumulation and energy damage. So not the very best buffs that he could have gotten. Okay, so his fourth skill also has an invincible instead of guard hit, which was here. So yeah, his survivability went up, and also some of the things also went up by a bit. So whether you want it or not, it's totally up to you. How far do you use Magneto, and if you want to buy the uniform, it's going to be long before he gets another one, so why not buy it, in my opinion. Now let's go for Wolverine, keeping the best for last. And yeah, so I couldn't get my hands on maxing his uniform just because I don't have the uniform EXP chips. They didn't give me that many EXP chips. But as far as I can say, the advanced option is Luna Snow Andromeda suit. Most of you guys must have it, so why not go ahead and do it. Now as for his uniform effect, the only benefit in this uniform you're going to be getting is a 15% increase of all attack in terms of uniform bonus, which is not much, but in the long run it is going to affect him a lot. And he has received 4 skill changes, which was 3 skill changes here, but his 4 skill changes are clearly visible to us here. Now his first skill has stun and physical attack, second skill has invincible and physical attack, third skill has ignore targets dodge rate by 40%, penetration and physical attack, so no need of CTP of destruction on him. And his fifth skill has bleed effect, increases his attack by 15%, all speed and crit rate by 15%, and removes incapacitation and physical attack. So totally up to you whether you want him at his best or not. If you are a Wolverine fan, I am a fan, I am going to buy it, why not? Okay, so that does it for Wolverine. He is showing more teeth than he used to before. Like you can see here, like his teeth are more greener than ever. Like you check it out here, that he wasn't showing that much teeth, but now he's totally whining and grinding his teeth like in anger. So I really like this look. Let's go ahead and check out Jean Grey, the beautiful Jean Grey. Now she's the Marvel girl and is gone from Blast to Universal mutant female superhero. The tags are all the same. What are the changes we are going to see with this uniform? Let's find out. Her uniform effect gains her 20% increase of all attack over 15% increase of all attack. So a 5% increase of all attack won't make any difference, but it is Jean we are talking about here. She has over 60,000 energy attack, which will turn into 3,000 more energy attack when you get this uniform. Get it or not totally depends on you. Now for her skill change, her passive has been changed or not? No. It would have been better if they would have. Okay, let's go. Now let's see which of the skills have been changed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is going to be so bad. Now her first skill has burn damage, decreases mind resistance, stun and mind damage. There wasn't mind resistance in here in the previous uniform. Now coming to second uniform, it has all speed time freezing, which wasn't in the previous uniform, and energy damage. Her fourth skill has decreased mind resistance, guard hit, accumulation, recovery HP, recovery amount increases per time, and damage received and mind damage. Was this the same with the old uniform? Yes, it was the same with the old uniform, but yes, it is totally the same, so no changes here. Here the paralyze has been introduced here, which was not in the previous uniform, and for her fifth skill she, oh wait a second, hold up. Okay, so the scale is totally the same, no changes in the fifth skill, right? Okay, so that was it for the Jean Grey uniform. Okay, so let's come into some quality of life changes. Now as far as the squad battle is concerned, we have a new game mode here and a new resource apparently. This is Mandalay gem fragment. I believe this is going to be mutant awakening crystals. So for mutant there is a different awakening crystals now. I will come into how squad battle works in the next video, so stay tuned for that. But here is something really very cool I wanted to show you guys. Now there is a meter which will show you how many CTPs you need to pull before you can get a guaranteed CTP. Yes, they finally came through. We got a pity timer for CTPs. Now let's go and pull 10 CTPs and see if we can get. Okay, so if we get the CTP, then it doesn't count it as the one because I pulled it 3 times and I got a grid, so they didn't counted it. Why? Let's see. Now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here we go. The meter is full now, but this wasn't the one that I was supposed to get for free. Just because I got the grid, the PT timer reset it to the beginning. So you have to not get 10 times anywhere here, otherwise your timer will reset. So that doesn't guarantee your CTP if you pull one in middle. Like if I pull anywhere in the one remaining, then I won't get the CTP. As you can see, I haven't got in the 10 pulls. Now in the 11th pull I'll get one for free, which will not shine. So this will show that this was my PT CTP. If it is not a PT CTP, my CTP counter will reset back to 10. Let me try and get a hang of it for you guys. Okay, so I got a grid here and my PT timer reset itself back to 10. So it must go without getting any CTP, then only you will get a CTP of grid for free. Or if you get any other CTP in middle, then it will not count as the CTP for grid. Like it is not grid every time, it is the one which is on chance up. So with that I come to the introduction of this new update. Now I'll post the detailed videos later, and also guys, giveaway video is in this one. If you win, I'll give you the crystals, 300 crystals, and awesome. See you in the next one. You guys are awesome. Peace out.